first, before we get into the pomp and circumstance and the drama, how is the Cybertruck?
So the Cybertruck is this futuristic concept pickup truck that Elon Musk has been teasing for the last 12 months. And it's exactly as he described. Think of the film Blade Runner, the 1980s film, set in November 2019. Of course it is November 2019. And it rolls out on stage. It's boxy, it is big, it has sharp edges, and it looks nothing like a conventional pickup truck. But as you say, the specs are really impressive. On paper, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. It can tow 14,000 pounds of mass, which it makes it genuinely competitive against sort of traditional combustion engine pickups like your Fords, your Chevys, your Dodge Rams. So, you know, on paper, it's this amazing thing. It's just that it's so different from traditional pickups. And today you see these Wall Street analysts kind of a little concerned that for the everyday American who's driving around their pickup, it's just not something for them.
Well, I do want to get to the moment last night when they went to shatter the glass that is not supposed to break, and it did. What happened?
So picture the scene. The Cybertruck is on stage, and Elon is talking about the steel, the ultra-reinforced steel, which Tesla has invented. Chief Design Officer Franz van Housen is on stage with a sledgehammer, and he hits the door, and nothing happens, no mark, genuine success. And Elon turns to Franz and says, throw a ball at the window. So he throws a metal ball at the window and it smashes. It doesn't go through, but it smashes. And as you heard, Elon reacts in a particular way. And he says to Franz, throw another ball. So Franz throws the ball at the window and the second one smashes. And the crowd is kind of awkwardly silent, giggling. And no one's entirely clear if this was supposed to be the case. But this steel that they plan to use is the same sort of reinforced armored steel for the truck that SpaceX is going to use in its Starship. And the glass is supposed to be armored in the same way. And what no one's talking about today is just before the ball hit the window, Tesla did another demonstration where they dropped the same ball onto the same material on a flat desk, and it didn't break.
So then what happened? Did they bring out a vehicle with a different type of glass?
All we can go on is Elon's reaction. We don't know. You know, there are people out there on Twitter speculating that this was deliberate. It's got everyone talking, right? So, but you know, the whole point is that a pickup truck is supposed to be durable.
Right.
If you're going to convince Americans who are driving big Ford F-150s, the Raptors, which can cost $100,000, to buy a new truck that is so different, then it's got to live up to what a truck has to do, which is drive around tough terrain, get banged around, take hits, basically. It's just that this one didn't go to plan.
What are you hearing about the durability of it? And then we have to fold in the pricing. You mentioned $100,000, this, $40,000.
So this is really interesting. The lowest end model, the base model they call it, $39,900. But remember the Model 3. Tesla has been promising us a $35,000 Model 3 for a long time, and we've never actually got there. The average selling price for the Model 3 is nearer to $50,000. And so there's a lot of skepticism essentially out there from analysts that we will ever get a base model. Now, the higher spec models will have a much bigger price, right? And some of the specs are amazing, up to 500 miles of range. It can carry 3,500 pounds of load in the back, which is, you know, you think about a truck has stuff in it, it gets weighed down. But according to Tesla, their truck can still perform with this amazing suspension system. But the question everyone's asking is it actually going to hit the roads, a truck that people can afford?
Well, I want to get there, but I first want to talk about these events, because you're at the Model Y launch in March.
Right.
You were at this event last night. What is the tone on the ground? What is the hype of these big unveilings, these big events?
So this one was particularly interesting. At the Model Y, Elon was kind of subdued. He wasn't his normal self. There was a lot of headlines at that time around Elon, around the company. But what the company did then in March is a history lesson. It dragged on, you know, starting with the first Tesla Model S right through to the Model X, Model 3, and then they brought out the Model Y. On this occasion, they cut right to the chase. Elon's on stage, he shows a few images of traditional trucks, and then bam, here comes the Cybertruck. And that was what's so amazing, that all of these Tesla fanatics were stunned because they didn't actually expect it to look like that. But I spoke to one woman who has pre-ordered the Cybertruck. She has owned an S, a 3. She currently drives an X. And I was like, well, what's made you order that? And she says she just wants the latest technology. She doesn't care if it's a pickup truck. She just wants the latest EV from Tesla. And that is a big story for Tesla. They might not do as well with this pickup truck. It might not be their big winner, but at least it keeps them in the game. And you know, there's this race going on for entrance to the EV pickup market. You have Rivian coming in 2020 with its $70,000 pickup truck, the R1T. Ford wants to electrify the F-150. It's getting competitive. But what we do now about this Tesla Cybertruck, it's not going into production until the end of 2021. So it looks like they've surrendered first advantage to get the first EV pickup.